954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our viewers and listeners of INCRadio. Hello, hello. I am Sister Lorraine Lowinco Manabat from the local congregation of Fayetteville, North Carolina, and welcoming you for today's episode on INCRadio Virginia Satellite Studio. And also for today, we are also joining with us for today is Brother Andrew.
Hello, Sister Lorraine. I'm excited to talk about gardening. How about you?
I almost called you Brother Mark. You already look alike. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Brother Andrew. Yes, we are so excited for today's episode. Of course, we are wearing some like flowers right now because we are talking about the art of gardening. Yes, we're so excited. All right. So I know you are all excited since last episode we talked about back to school, but now we're going to talk about the art of gardening. And today we are so happy to have our dear guest who is certified a plant lover. So, dear viewers, listeners, do not forget to comment on our live chat there in our YouTube channel with your hashtag local congregation and all your experiences, your thoughts all about gardening, planting plants, fruits, whatever, you comment there with your hashtag local congregation. And also, we are so excited to have our dear viewers and listeners all over the world and also here in our district of Virginia who are now so active in our comments. We will read that later on. And also, please continue to subscribe on our channel in INC Radio. Now, I am so excited to introduce to you our dear guest for today. She is very close to me also. And I am one of her, I could say fans because she plants a lot and she's giving a lot of plants to us, like vegetables that we cannot get from the market, just like malunggay. And she's so active in the local congregation of Fayetteville. She's a finance officer. Friends, dear guests, viewers, let us all welcome Sister Helen De Los Santos. Woo!
Hello, Sister Lorraine. Good afternoon, good morning, and gosh, good evening to everybody there.
All right, I'm back. I'm back. All right, I don't know what happened. I just got logged out with our live for today. But again, I'm back. And Sister Helen just said hi a while ago with our viewers and listeners. So, for us to meet and see all the things that Sister Helen is doing with her yard and at the chapel too, let's see some of the pictures that our Kuya Tech prepared for us. Kuya Tech? All
Wow,
right.
those
So,
are
Sister
beautiful
Helen,
plants.
could you help us in like describing what are these on our screen for today?
Those are my plants on my side yard. In the forefront, those are sun patience. They're red Santa Rosa sun patience. And then behind it is the gooseberries and ginkgo biloba, then the loquat trees that I had recently seeded, and now they're tall and big.
Wow, Sister Helen, is this from your yard, from the backyard, or is
Yes,
it
sister, that is one of my favorite flower. That's the bearded purple iris.
wow, I like purple. That's my favorite color.
Yes, me too.
Nice, nice. Are you fond of planting flowers, Sister Helen, or you're more of like the vegetables or the plant side or the fruits?
I'm more towards vegetables and fruit sisters. The only thing I like about flowers is the colors and the scent. So I don't plant them too much.
And what's the next flower, Sister Helen?
This one is the Itua peony. I like this only because the typical peony, when the flower grows so big, it flops down and you have to brace it up. This one, the stem is very strong. It's not flimsy stem. So I bought that one only because I love the color of it and the idea that it will not flop down. And it's such a nice texture of the petals. Uh, that's the Itoa peony, sister.
Nice, Sister Helen. I'm grabbing my notebook and my pen right now to jot down the different names of the plants.
And
Next picture.
this one is my front yard. I recently landscaped, and that took a lot of work. And I planted a lot of medicinal plants and herbs, only because I'm towards to leaning what could help our body naturally instead of prescription drugs. So I used my front yard as planting those things.
Wow. You have medicine, you have vegetables, all you need. Next,
Well, in
yes,
Proverbs it tells
Helen.
us,
Is
yeah,
that
in
patola?
Proverbs it yeah, that's patola.
Woo! I got
Is
it
it
correctly,
patola
Brother Andrew.
in Filipino? But in America we call it loofah sponge gourd.
Oh, let me ask Brother Andrew if he already tried some of our vegetables from the Philippines. Brother Andrew.
Oh yes. I love malunggay, and I especially love ampalaya. Ampalaya is so good even by itself.
Oh, Brother Andrew, I like it when you said ampalaya. It feels like it's not bitter. It's so sweet when you said ampalaya. But I know the Filipinos watching, they know that. Next, Sister Helen.
And this is sweet potato patch, sister, or we call it kamuti. I use the
Talbos. Yes,
leaves
talbos.
for salad, kamuti salad, which we are very fond of. And I use the fruit for the root for making sweet potato pies. That's our favorite here in the South.
Ooh, talbos ng kamore. I always like kind of put that on our any dish that I'm gonna do, like on the side, like just boil it.
Oh
Oh,
yes, it's
next.
very good and nutritious. This one is my house plant that I put outside for much needed sunlight because they were not doing too well in the house. All the different house plants. It's too many to name, sis.
Oh, brother Rizal Tinaza from live chat says, I like malunggay too, brother Andrew. Hashtag rally. And EAC said, I love kangkong. Do you have kangkong, Sister Helen, in your yard?
Not this time, but I had planted it a couple years ago. The insects love it, so I don't like to plant it again.
And also, brother Ronald Payag says, Hi po, kaetel, let's harvest na po for dinengdeng. I believe this is an Ilocano food.
Yes.
Hashtag rally. Are there more pictures, Kuya Tek, before we go on with our main discussion? Oh,
Okay. This
what are
one
those?
is my string beans. We call it sitaw in Tagalog. It's the long beans. As you can see, it's hanging down from my trellis there.
Oh, that's very delicious when you put it in kare-kare.
Kare-kare, pinakbet,
Pinakbet,
or just
yes.
gisa it with some meat. It's good enough. Or make a salad, like stir fry it, like
Oh,
Chinese
yeah.
style. It's good
Adobong
too.
sitaw.
Yes, exactly. This one is the Japanese sweet pepper. They call shishitu. I love that. Then I put it in sinigang. The
Ooh.
leaves, I could put it in the chicken tinola. So it makes the dish really good.
Oh, brother Mike Blush says, it's healthy. Go eat what we grow. Hashtag Charlotte. Oh, sitaw, pampahaba ng buhay. Hashtag rally. All right. So I think we are all grabbing our papers, notebooks, whatever you have, your pen, because we are going. Yes, Brother Andrew, you're ready because we are going to start with our discussion as Sister Helen will share her experiences, her knowledge, skills, techniques, and I'm about to say this before we begin. Our time will not be enough when discussing all the topics that we have laid for Sister Helen. So you're gonna see her next week. So let's begin. So I know Sister Helen showed us a lot of her plants, vegetables, flowers in her yard. And we would like to also know like what is behind of all of this? Is this just your hobby? How did you start and like what is your inspiration?
I started at a very young age only because my dad had neglected some patch of plants that he planted, being that he probably grew it too far from the house. The host could not reach it, or he was sick at that time. So I decided to take care of it, water it, carried buckets of water every day. I water it till they start flourishing and bearing fruit. And neighbors and family and brethren that lives around us decide to, come and ask if they can have some for their lunch or for dinner. And then my dad coming and seeing that what I was doing in that area, that the plant that he has neglected has now flourished and bore so much fruits to share with everybody. And he told me I have a green thumb, and me being 12 years old at the time, didn't understand what he was saying. So I said, Dad, I have brown thumb, and I raised up my thumb, and he said, No,
That's
it
so
means you
funny.
have the passion to grow plants, and the plants love you, so they grow. And whereas some brethren or some people have brown thumb naturally, but also in whereas plant is concerned, anything they touch, it dies. No matter what they do with it, the plant dies.
Oh, I think I have a brown thumb. Like because when Brother Harold started to plant at the backyard, um, mine didn't grow. I don't know why, but maybe it's not my talent. But I know how to water plants. That's the most important thing, right, Brother Andrew?
Yes, water and also the other food that they need.
That's true, Brother Andrew. And I like what Sister Helen said. Like the inspiration, where did it all start? I know everybody got our all stories, but Sister Helen just said she was trying to like save what her dad just neglected, or maybe he lost this passion already, and Sister Helen was continuing this, and I think she showed also her side of being friendly. When we have our neighbors or like friends, especially Filipinos, like we like to, can we have that because we don't have this kind of plant, we're trying to grow it at home and we wanted to have it too because we love vegetables. So that's amazing, Sister Helen.
Thank you, sis.
Sister Helen, I love how passionate you are about gardening. How many years of experience do you have since you were 12 at gardening?
Well, since 12, brother, I've been planting all those times. If not able to plant, I would find ways to plant. Like if we were in an apartment, I'll plant in a container and do container gardening. If I couldn't plant in the balcony because we didn't have a balcony, I will plant inside the house where there's a windowsill. It's a good place to plant any things like herbs, easy to grow. I even planted some pechay at one time in the container, and every time I had dinner, I go in the windowsill and harvest, or if I need to cook something and those herbs were available and I needed them, I go harvest there in the windowsill.
You
Wow,
pro-
there are no excuses for Sister Helen, right,
Yeah,
Brother
you
Andrew?
find ways.
no excuses and probably very delicious meals.
You're making
Yes.
your dad so proud. Like all you are proving really right now that you have a green thumb. And I was wondering too, like Sister Helen, is there a book that you read? Are there any anything like videos you've watched for having those practices when it comes to gardening?
Well, sister, to be the truth, I'm in the dinosaur age. We didn't have computers then. So I listen and I observe. And one thing my dad taught me is, look at the plants and look at the nature. If nature says this and you look at the plant and they respond to whatever is doing to it, uh, you kind of play it by ear of what's good to plant, what's not good to plant, when to plant it, and how to take care of it, what does it like, what they don't like. It's like us human beings, we kind of know our bodies. So if you study the plants, you can almost learn how to garden without looking at books and YouTubes. But later on, I start looking at books because I love to read. And then when computer age came about and it's so available, then I start Googling some things. But it's some things that I'm like, oh, I already know that from experience. It's just second information for me.
So it sounds like you would Google something and you'd go, I experienced that a couple years ago. I know how to do that. And it
Yes,
reinforced your great gardening skills.
yes, brother, that's so true.
And I think it's coming from like instinct, like just what they have told you. You're going to observe. You already know what do they need, so it comes naturally from Sister Helen, I guess. So I know that we are talking about her personal experiences, and we would like to read some of the comments right now before we continue. Here we have Brother Johnny says, "Hi, sis, Lucy and Cheta, hashtag Fayetteville." Brother Jeremy Pizarro, hashtag rally. I like going into the mountains and look at nature. Wow, that's nice. Sister Lawrence Pony, she said it's a good hobby as well. Brother Mike Lashen said, hashtag Charlotte, a gardener have a relaxed mind, which I think I could see it to Sister Helen, like no stress at all, just relaxing, Um, Sister EAC said, I love growing purple veggies. Hashtag rally. It's my first time to see a purple cabbage here in the US. I don't know, it's weird, but it's nice to see. And also purple broccoli. I've seen some of that in farmers market. What else? We have Sister Vicky. Uh, is it Tate or Tate? Hashtag
Tate.
CB. That's Tate. Sorry for that. That's beautiful plants po, Sister Helen. Ooh, somebody said Sita is expensive.
Very.
All right, dear brothers and sisters, we have Sister Helen here. You're more than welcome to ask her how to plant. But if Sister Helen will give us some seeds or like a fruit, so we could plant it. But we're here in Fayetteville, so visit us. So let us continue with Sister Helen's techniques and practices. So we already know her inspiration behind it, the types of gardening practices. So we
So,
want to know also what are the preferred techniques or like pest control in the garden or fertilizer, or were you using some methods that is working to you, Sister Helen?
Yes, I like to do plant pest control. Uh, if you can probably see some brethren or some people, they put marigold. So you can use plants as a pest control. Uh, Another thing is dill and mint and oregano. Those herbs are good for pest control. And I like to also plant what I call a sacrificial plant. And amaranth is a very good plant to plant among, especially like cabbages, because all those bugs that love cabbages also like amaranth. So they go to that amaranth and they eat the amaranth up, and then uh, I just pull that amaranth out and plant another one. I call it my sacrificial plant. Also, I put netting to have the birds not eat all my blueberries or my raspberries. and I cage some things so that the rabbits or the deers don't eat those plants that I don't want them to eat. It's their favorite, like kamuti tops, the rabbit's favorite, or corn is the deer's favorite. So I, cage them or fence them up so they don't go there and eat the stuff that I want to eat for myself. And of course, I plant extra so that they can have their meal too, and not only me.
I was still curious, Sister Helen. Cactus require a lot less watering than, let's say, camote or sweet potato. What kind of water scheduling do you follow, and what are your techniques?
Well, that's true, brother. Cactus don't like too much water. If you can water it only once a week, just a little bit, even a cupful is good enough. But things like succulent plants like aloe vera, the more you water, the leaves get fatter, and the leaves are fat, you have more aloe to harvest, to use. So I like to water them every day to get them really fat and juicy. I don't like deprive them. Cactus is good to plant in an area where it's sunny and it's hot and not much water. But if you want to water it, they grow very, very nice and flourish very big. And in no time, you're like, wow, this thing is so gigantic. What happened? You did the problem watering it all the time. So that's what I do with my cactus. I water it every day.
And also like checking the weather, which that's my thing also. Like if Brother Harold forgot to water the plants, I'm gonna check the weather. Like it will rain later on, so I'm not gonna water them. So I know plants are all different. Like I'm gonna point tell this in my point of view. Like students also have their own learning styles. We have different strategies or methods. That's just like plants. Do you like treat them on a one method, or like do you transfer them from different places, Sister Helen? How do you handle this like crop rotation?
Yes, because of certain plants emit certain nutrients and leave it in the ground. If, for example, us, if we eat chicken every day, we get tired of it. Well, plants is the same thing. If they eat and have that nutrients every time, they just don't flourish too good. So you need to transfer them to another place or plant something different in that place, like corn. You can have corn in a patch. Next year, put tomatoes, because whatever the corn have left in that ground, the tomatoes will love it. So also when I'm doing like container gardening, I don't use the same soil all the time. I change the soil and just add some compost to it before I plant another plant, only because that soil got depleted of the nutrients. So the next plant I plant in there would love it and just grow really, really big.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sister Helen. Again, we are going to see you next week. And dear viewers and listeners, you are going to learn more about the basic requirements of gardening and what are the challenges in gardening. And also, Sister Helen will share us the solutions that she made. Now, Sister Helen, this is your time to greet and say hello to your fans right now, your families and friends. Go ahead, Sister Helen.
Hello, everyone. Um, there's so many people I love to greet because I've been all over the world. But first of all, I would like to extend my warmest greetings in regard to our beloved brother Eduardo V. Manalo. And secondly, my friends and my family all over the world, especially there in Washington, California, Arizona, Guam, my hometown. Hello there, brethren. And in Europe, there in Germany, I'd like to say hello and hope to see you again. And I pray that everyone there is doing well.
Yay! Thank you so much, Sister Helen, for giving us your time, and we will see you again next week. Again, these are just some of the tips that Sister Helen just gave us. And also, in the Church of Christ, we have different activities. This is one also, the vegetables in the yard or gulayan sa bakuran, which we already doing all the time. And this also helps us save up money in buying some vegetables, fruits in the market. But also, this also helps us to eat always healthy food. And now, talking about some activities, we are so excited to hear some of the past, future of activities here in the District of Virginia. Take it away.
CFO in action.
CFO in action. This weekend, in many local congregations in the District of Virginia, our children's worship service is having family fun poster making. I can't wait to make some posters with our children. In the future, we will be viewing the Haliji movie in the Virginia area, and I'm looking forward to that. Also, we have Songs of Salvation. I'm looking forward to hearing Sister Lorraine and others sing. How about you?
Thank you so much, Brother Andrew. I'm also excited to see you all, Sister Boots and Sister Lucy, on another activity here in our district. And let us all hear our winners for hashtag challenge last week. Here are hashtag challenge results from August 17, 2024. For our fifth place, South Atlanta, Georgia. For our fourth place, High Point, North Carolina.
Woo-hoo!
For our second place, we have Charlotte, North Carolina. Woo, Sister Lucy. And first place, Raleigh, North Carolina. Congratulations to all the winners. Woo, all the Raleigh people, hello po. Hashtag challenge, do not forget. Again, each time you're going to watch INCRadio Virginia Satellite Studio, please, please, please include your hashtag local congregation. Woohoo! All right, we still have time. I'm going to read some of our early greeters this afternoon. We have Brother Johnny Ferrer, Sister Lucy Ancheta, our guest last week, Brother Rizal Tinaza, Sister Diana Sanaka. Thank you for tuning in today. We also have, of course, Sister Anna Blash, Brother Ronald Payog, again, Brother Jeremy Pizarro, Sister Lucy again. We also have Sister Lawrence Pawney. Thank you so much. Sister Hannah Lor Blando, thank you. She said hashtag and chicken tanola, yum. And also we have Sister Vicky Tay. Thank you so much, Brother Harold Manaba. Thank you so much, Sister Lani. And to all, Sister Marina Layo, thank you so much for tuning in here on INCRadio Virginia Satellite Studio. Again, next week, we're going to see Sister Helen again and talk about more of the art of gardening. And I'm so excited to know some of the tips. Like she said, she's not using any brand. So probably Sister Helen will join us in showing some of the demonstration how to make your own fertilizer at home. And also, we would like to thank you, our beloved brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our executive minister. Thank you so much. Our CFO coordinator, SEVC CEO and President, Brother Angelo Eraño Manalo. Thank you so much. Thank you again to all our viewers, our listeners who joined us for today's episode. We are so excited to see you again next week. Sister Helen, thank you for joining us. Sister Lucy, Brother Andrew, Sister Roots, thank you all so much. I will see you all next week here on INCRadio Virginia Satellite Studio. Bye.
Thank you, Sister Helen.
Thank you,
Thank you,
all.
brother. Thank you, sister.
Thank you so much.
Let's
Thank
harvest
you.
the vegetables, Sister Helen.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.